Well, a lot of people have a lot of questions about the spending bill that Congress finally passed. It took a while. First, there was the difficulty of getting some of the Democrats in the House to go along with the president's plan and even the plan that the Senate had passed. And then once it kind of got agreed to, there was one Republican congressman in Kentucky that, well, he kind of messed it all up too because he wanted everybody to be there to personally vote on it. That required a lot of heavy lifting and a delay of another couple of days. But a lot of people have expressed their concerns as to what Nancy Pelosi tried to put in the bill. I think we're going to find out there's stuff in there that shouldn't have been. Quite frankly, Congress never does a bill that we all love. But there was some stuff that thankfully didn't get in the bill. Let me give a few examples. There was going to be tax credits for solar and wind energy. It has nothing to do with the virus and the pandemic. Or a tougher fuel emission standard for airlines. Or maybe new collective bargaining powers for unions. How does that affect your personal health? We have $1 billion for the Obama phone program to be resurrected. I know that'll make you feel healthier. But the one that was most offensive was money for Planned Parenthood. Quite frankly, I'm delighted that a lot of governors across the nation have deemed that an abortion is not an essential service. And they've closed abortion clinics in their state because if you can't see your optometrist or your barber or go to the nail salon or go to the massage therapist that you're used to going to or even your own personal physician, how on earth would it ever be okay to take the life of an unborn child? Fortunately, there were enough people in Congress who helped make sure that didn't make the cut. But folks, we got to keep our eyes on these folks. They're wanting to spend trillions more of your dollars. And if we're not careful, they sure won't be. And some of it could be disastrous. In a second, I'm going to get to the scandalous relationship between China and the World Health Organization. But first, if you're enjoying our content and you want to see more videos like this one, just hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell next to it. You know, there has been a lot of controversy over whether we should call this the China virus. I don't know why it should be controversial. After all, you've heard of the German measles. You've heard of things like SARS, which was Southeast Asia Respiratory Syndrome. We've long identified various pandemics by where they originated. It has nothing to do with race. And in fact, let me be very blunt with you. This is about place, not race. And nobody can dispute that the coronavirus, this version of it, originated in China. But the bigger concern I have is not so much about where it originated, but how much the Chinese government hid from us that ultimately, I believe, will cost hundreds of thousands of human lives. Maybe we've learned that globalism isn't all it's cracked up to be. Maybe we've learned that the president was right all along when he said that we shouldn't trust China, we shouldn't depend upon them for making our medicines and for making medical supplies, and for that matter, making most everything that we've been using. And perhaps we finally learned that America is better when the strength of America comes from within. I think this is going to reshape our economy ultimately in a good way, even though we're going to go through a long period of pain. The pain is going to be because we have depended upon China. They're not happy with the fact that we've caught them in the act of lying to the rest of the world about the nature and the significance of this disease. I don't think we know yet. Perhaps we will never know how many people actually died in the Wuhan province or the rest of China. But thank goodness the president did stop travel from China into the United States back on January the 31st, because if he'd waited, this pandemic could have been even worse. And I can't think of how it could be much worse than it already is. By the way, one of the things we've learned is that the World Health Organization is perhaps as worthless as a milk bucket under a bull. The World Health Organization, which is supposed to be a monitor on good health, has done nothing but praise the Chinese government. And you wonder how much money the Chinese government must have given to them to think somehow they've done a good job. What we hope is that we'll do a good job keeping up with the facts, and making sure that you're informed and that you stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you did like it, and leave a comment below, and then hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that YouTube will tell you when we've got a new video up.